Out, the UAW strike on General Motors enters its fourth week, and now it might even affect the cars that are on the road currently. We'll start there today at 5. After a rocky weekend at the negotiating table, there is little progress to report on what is now day 22 of the strike.
Yeah, right now their strike has shut down 33 manufacturing plants and 22 parts distribution facilities. And it's the closure of those parts distribution facilities that's creating a real big problem. So let's bring in Jason Colthorpe to break down kind of what's happening today, Jason.
Yeah, and it's a real big ripple effect here, guys. And we have some multiple headlines that we are following. First, we can confirm negotiations are ongoing today, but the ripple effect from that strike growing. The Free Press is reporting that the new Corvette Stingray will be delayed, going to market now because of the strike. I did talk to GM, though. Its official position is it's too early to tell. But more importantly, for you, your car might be delayed coming home the next time it has to go to the mechanic. I'm hearing shop owners talk about having to call in favors and basically beg and plead to get their hands on parts needed to fix their cars.
Jay, want you to control the other side of the sway bar.
It's usually a little noisier in the garage at Automotive Authority in Troy.
We're doing some wheeling and dealing to get my clients in their vehicles.
But getting parts these days is pretty tough because of the UAW strike.
Worst case, I'm waiting 1 day. There's some parts out there that have been unavailable for at least 30 days.
It's lucky Tim Anderson has a lot of friends because he's leaning on them to get those parts. And when he can't, he's having them made.
We had a client that had a Regal that the exhaust is only GM available. There's no aftermarket availability for it, and I had to have somebody make a piece for me. It's a silly conversation to have with your client that, oh, by the way, you can't get your car back on the road because General Motors is on strike.
Other shops are also having the same problem, and it might get worse now that negotiations have had a setback. A letter went out on Sunday to all union workers saying GM responded to one of the union's offers with an offer that had already been rejected.
That letter that came out yesterday, it put a fire in all of our bellies. We're pretty upset. It basically made us feel like we're not appreciated.
And as the strike enters its fourth week, everyone affected is worried.
Every one of us worry that it could drag on, of course. I mean, you know, we're used to making a certain wage and bringing home our paychecks, and strike pay is, what's $250 a week? That's less than minimum wage.
I think things will get very bad for us, very bad for my clients. It could take a couple, 3 weeks, a month to fix a car.
Yeah, and when winter's right around the corner, that could be a problem. Now, as for negotiations, we're not in the room, obviously, but just looking at a couple quick updates from each side. They both are talking. And after the weekend, guys, you know, it was a little contentious. Yep. So a lot of people who have seen these negotiations go in the past, sometimes they feel like, you know, you can get an agreement right after kind of a disagreement like that. You never know where it'll pop.
You have to reach a boiling point before it moves on.
So we'll see.
Let's hope.
All right. Thanks, Jason.